Hi there, my name is Cynthia Veronica, and in this video I want to go over some of the modifications that I've made in my kids' bathroom to better accommodate my kids, but especially my son, who's 5 years old and has achondroplasia, which is the most common form of dwarfism. So I want to start by showing you a before photo of my kids' bathroom. So they basically had a very bulky vanity in their bathroom and also a toilet that wasn't standard size. It was actually a little on the taller side. With the previous vanity that I had in the bathroom, I was constantly picking up my kids to wash their hands or brush their teeth. It was actually very bulky, so a step stool didn't actually fit in the bathroom. So after a while, this was getting exhausting, having to constantly pick them up every time they had to wash their hands or brush their teeth. So I ended up purchasing a smaller vanity to replace this one. So the first vanity replacement that I ordered was a floating vanity with the faucet hookups on the side. So the reason that I wanted a floating vanity was so that I could easily tuck in and pull out a step stool whenever it was needed. So I purchased it online, and the one that I ordered online was about $179.41 in total. And I liked it. It was small, it was compact, it had the faucet hookups on the side so that my son with achondroplasia could easily reach to turn the faucet on and off. And I didn't want him to have any problems with independently washing his hands and brushing his teeth. So once it arrived, I called a plumber to give me an estimate for the installation of the floating vanity. When he arrived, he basically said this vanity isn't ideal. And the reason for it was the alignment and spacing of the studs on the back of the wall were not in line with or did not properly match up with the back of the sink. He said it technically would have worked, but because it was a floating vanity, he was afraid that the kids might lean on it a little too much and it might get a little bit more pressure than it's meant to. So it wasn't safe and just wasn't ideal. So he suggested that I get a pedestal sink instead, or at least a sink that wasn't just mounted to the wall, but also rested on the ground. So I ended up returning the floating vanity, and I purchased a pedestal sink instead. This pedestal sink that I bought cost about $60. I also purchased faucets to go along with it, and that cost about $50. You can pay a lot more or a lot less, and it just depends on the look that you want and the material type that you want as well. So I called the plumber again and asked him for another estimate for the installation. And he ended up telling me that the cost of the installation for the pedestal sink was around $747. I had thought that this was outrageous, but I ended up agreeing to it anyway. So he worked on it for a couple hours. He basically removed the old vanity, replaced it with the new vanity, and he did a good job. So the reason this worked out really well is because the kids' bathroom is very small. So like I mentioned before, we weren't able to have a step stool in the bathroom with the old bulky vanity. With the new pedestal vanity, we were able to keep a step stool in the bathroom. The kids are also able to reach the cabinet where the toothbrush and toothpastes are located for them. So they don't need my help at all when it comes to washing their hands or brushing their teeth. I just tell them to go do it, and they do it completely on their own. So for the stool, my parents actually made a 3-step stool for the kids for their bathroom. They purchased the wood and they constructed it on their own. So it was very inexpensive. However, you can get a fairly inexpensive 3-step stool online, or one that fits your bathroom. So the reason I like the one that my parents made for the kids' bathroom is it's not super bulky. And once the kids had it, they were so happy. They loved being independent. They were also able to easily turn the light switch on and off whenever they went to the bathroom using the step stool. So the other thing I did was I replaced the toilet. I basically had the old toilet that I had that was adult size replaced with a child size toilet. The toilet itself cost about $180. Again, I called the same plumber. The cost for removing the old toilet and disposing of it and replacing it with a new toilet was about $395 in total. This is actually really expensive, but I knew the work would be good, and I was happy with the previous work that he did with installation of the previous vanity, and I ended up being very happy with the result. The other thing I did was I got a toilet paper stand. Previously, the toilet paper roll was attached to the old vanity, so I had to get a new one. I got a stand so I'm able to place it wherever I want, and I can place it really close so that the kids can easily reach, and they really like it. So my kids are 3 and 5 years old right now, so I haven't done any modifications to the shower. For bath time, I'm always there to make adjustments to the temperature and the water pressure. I don't want to make any modifications to the shower, like bring it down to their height, for instance, because I don't want them accidentally burning themselves or hurting themselves in any way when they're in the shower. But when they are a little bit older and able to take showers more independently, I am planning on making some adjustments. I'm planning on modifying the height of the shower handle and also the temperature gauge so that it's more at their level and they're able to make those adjustments themselves. I also placed shelves behind the door in the kids' bathroom. And I did this so that they could easily reach certain products or anything they really need. Towels, toilet paper, things like that. So the light switch in my kids' bathroom is easily reached by just getting up on the step stool. So I didn't actually place a light switch extender in the bathroom, but that's something that I have in other parts of the house. Their bathroom also has a night light in it. It basically automatically turns on whenever it's dark. So they can get a little bit of light from that when they first enter the bathroom, if it's nighttime. Sebastian and Samantha can easily reach the doorknobs to the bathroom at this point. Previously, I had placed string. I basically tied it really tightly on doorknobs so that Sebastian can just go up to it, pull down on the string, and easily push it open or close it on his own. So when all was said and done, the total cost of modifications that I made to my kids' bathroom came out to about $1,500. The majority of the cost was payments to the plumber. So that added up to about $1,142 alone. And I probably could have saved a little bit more money if I had shopped around a little bit more and contacted other plumbers and gotten other estimates. So in my master bathroom, I actually have done a few modifications as well. I have a double sink, so one of the sinks is dedicated to kids and the other one is for adults. For the kids' sink, I basically have the aqueduct handle extender, so they can easily turn the tap on and off. I also have a step stool in the bathroom, so they can easily climb up and reach the faucets more easily. And the step stool that I have is from Etsy. I also keep the soap dispenser a little bit closer to the front of the vanity so that the kids can easily use the soap and not have to reach too far for them to get soap for washing their hands. I also have seen some other modifications that other people have applied to their bathrooms, so I wanted to share these with you as well to give you some ideas. The first one is a double sink, an adult sink, and a child's sink right side by side. And this idea I actually got from my kids' preschool. So if you have the room and if you're able to find someone to do this work, I think this is a really cute design. There are also some really cute toothbrush holders for kids. And these are things that can be attached to mirrors, to shower glass, or to tiles. So it's kind of nice because you have a little bit of control in terms of the height and the location of these items, of where they're placed. The third idea is basically a hidden stool at the bottom portion of vanities. And these can actually be pulled out to step on, and they can actually also be tucked in when they're not in use. I've also seen some hidden stools that fold out of cabinets that are space savers. For the toilet, you can install a bidet. I personally have not. One of the challenges for people with achondroplasia is their arms are really short, and so it's a little bit harder to reach in order to wipe. And for me, while my son is young, I want him to work on the developing of the flexibility and arm motion to be able to reach behind him to wipe. And I want him to be working on that. I've also seen platforms that can help for kids getting on and off the toilets. I've mentioned this before for turning lights on and off, but you can get a light switch extender. Another option is you can get smart lights set up in your home, and that would just allow you to tell Alexa to turn on the lights in your home or to get them set up so that it's on a timer. So those are some of the ideas I came up with for making your bathroom a little bit more accommodating for your child with dwarfism or just your child in general. Let me know in the comments section what other ideas you have. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.